You gotta see the way Tucker Carlson just took down this journalist. Oh man, you thought it would be better outside of the U.S.
So much for your address today. So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement theory. This is the same.
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well,
I don't think I said that.
well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times, and
Really, when did I say that?
on your
I said
show,
whites
Fox?
are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
There's a
Native-born
difference.
Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like black Americans, have been, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't
believe
cite
that's
it.
untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
Well, I mean, you've been lying
let's
about
pull
my
that back.
press
I'm
gallery
happy to
colleagues all
explain what I
morning as
do
well,
think.
so-
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My
because it's
concern
not
is that
true.
the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the US population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can.
Now listen, when you think that this couldn't get any worse, it does. I mean, it does. You hear him explain and clarify what he said very thoroughly. I mean, it was clear and concise, but somehow it still manages to go this way.
You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and
Well, you're
I must say,
also
one of the
suggesting that
reasons
white
people don't
people-
like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the Great Replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't
And
actually
my
finished my
response is, no,
question.
I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well,
Dang.
this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 black Americans
come
were killed.
on.
2
You know
white
what I mean?
Americans were killed.
Like,
And it's also
told you.
inspired
It's not, first of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian guns
how do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've
Damn.
lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest, they're factual. That's not hate, that's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How
Yeah,
dare
that's
you,
crazy.
actually? And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. Well, that's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
And guess what? You think it couldn't get any worse? Oh my gosh, y'all. Watch.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't
don't
get
want any more
dumber, but it
shootings?
did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family.
Amen.
Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Anyone. Have you been calling? Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine? And the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence.
Amen to that.
That's the point.
Amen
I'm not
to that.
perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Oh my gosh. Why would you ask that question?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Tucker, thank you for taking those questions. I'm sure you enjoyed some
Actually, I
questions from the
loved it.
press.
I just feel sorry. I mean, because I got here and the country's so unbelievably beautiful and the people are so cheerful and funny and cool and smart. I'm like, your media's got to be better than ours. It can't just be a bunch of castrated robots reading questions from the boss.
And boom.
And then it turns out it's exactly the same, maybe even a tiny bit dumber.
Somebody said that he don't believe in violence, but he just committed a homicide. Even Elon Musk responded under the video with a fire emoji for that response right there. We're tired of this type of behavior when it comes to journalism. Like, come on, this is the new age journalism, you know, to be able to just badger somebody and try to tie them to something that has no correlation whatsoever and then mix their words up all the time. People are tired of it. That's not what the man said, okay? He didn't say that. Then he clarified it for you and you just, oh, well, you know, you're responsible for this and responsible for that. It's like, man, I wish Tucker Carlson was the one moderating the debate tonight. Imagine that. That would be record-breaking. Oh, my gosh. And I believe that, you know, despite him definitely being in support of Trump, I believe he can give, he could definitely be non-biased when he goes in there. Simply because, you know, Biden is definitely just going to do everything that he does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's going to do what he does. He's just going to talk, and that's what's going to make him lose. Somebody also posed the question, could you imagine Tucker Carlson and versus Kamala Harris? Imagine that. We are expecting Donald Trump to announce his VP candidate tonight. At least that's what the speculation is. Word on the Scrizate, but we don't know. But the media bots that Tucker Carlson just described, man, R.I.P. homie, just hit them with a fly swatter. Like, you can tell that journalist absolutely has pronouns in her bio. For sure. Oh, man, Tucker Carlson is a national treasure. He's definitely a hidden gem for us. But this guy right here, man, he's the GOAT. We need more Tucker, and he grilled her and just shoot her like it ain't nothing, man. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.